Team Fortress 2 is about a decade and a half old as of me making this video, so it's not certainly a new release. TF2 nowadays was up against modern FPS games without much backing since it got abandoned by its developers over the past years. But how does TF2 hold up to this day? If it were to release today, would it even be up to standard? In this video, I'll discuss the many aspects of TF2, a comparison to the aspects of some modern FPS titles to see how they compare. What I must be looking at is gameplay elements and design, with some brief talking about technical and graphical aspects. Before we slam dunk this video, I'll ask you to consider subscribing. It costs you nearly nothing except a few finger movements, and it'll make my day. And 3, 2, 1, we're ballin'. First up, I'll tackle the obvious, some talk about the game's tech. TF2 runs on a nearly 2 decades old source engine with some slight modifications, I believe. The source engine, despite releasing so long ago, still has a robust physics engine and graphics that are passable these days, but nothing to write home about. However, TF2's greatest defense against the passage of time is its goofy cartoon graphics, you know? The game doesn't aim for realism, which has provided it with insane longevity and iconic design. I don't think I've seen many or any people ever complain about TF2's graphics. What most people want from a new TF3 is mostly changes to the gameplay and new content, with graphics that are far behind second consideration, although they would be a very nice addition. Still, yes, graphics matter, but if it's not fun, why bother? Next, you have the game's core gameplay design. TF2 is one of the earliest games we could identify today as a hero shooter. These are shooters where the player has a choice of playing a class as opposed to just choosing a loadout. These shooters are built around the design of each class having its own pros, cons, items, and abilities. A prominent example of a hero shooter today is Overwatch 2, which I'll be using as a base for this genre's design, even if Overwatch 2 has proven to be rather disappointing. In Overwatch, there's a big selection of heroes to choose from, with each hero having their own singular primary and secondary weapons. The heroes also have their own unique abilities and ultimates, which are built around a classification of either a tank, DPS, or healer. TF2 is surprisingly different from that. There's 9 classes in TF2, which each having their own differences in health and speed. Each class has their own unique arsenal of primaries, secondaries, and melee weapons. The player can choose what weapons to use in each slot, which adds a lot of variety in playstyle. I, myself, don't think I've seen another hero shooter that works like this, but if you have, drop it in the comments, because I actually read the comments. So, does TF2 hold up? Well, that's a tough question. It's a question that's almost entirely up to subjective choice. TF2 does not fall back against modern design because it has its own very unique gameplay that hasn't aged at all. The vast amount of Overwatch heroes have a vast amount of variety in gameplay, but TF2 also has that package into its 9 classes. I guess you could say that TF2's balancing might actually be better than Overwatch's, but that's a whole other topic. TF2 still plays perfectly fine to this day because there is another game really like it and there's nothing wrong with the game's design. You can't have a video discussing TF2 without discussing TF2's update problem. Valve has largely left TF2 abandoned for over 5 years with some promise of a comeback soon, but it's entirely built with the game's community with little to no input from Valve themselves. This is sad because I've seen some people be turned away from the game because it gets too old too fast due to no new content ever. I guess you could blame that on the fact that it's expected today that online games get constant additions, but honestly I get it. It's like, for like a better example, off the top of my head, Fortnite just stopped getting updates after a few seasons, and there was no new additions to the game. Is there anything wrong with the game? No. But will it get old and less refreshing over time? Yes. The problem really is a shame, since I imagine a world where TF2 got updates. Maybe all the cool kids at school wouldn't shoot me away with their iPhones and absurd clothing. I guess what we can do now is hope and hope. 5 years of hoping and nothing yet, but I don't think we should give up, mostly because I've been playing TF2 for 2 to 3 years, so I don't really count as a waiter. Lastly, there's the problem of TF2's competitive mode. Casual in TF2, for the most part, because casual games are just a way to have fun and earn arbitrary XP, is fine. But competitive in TF2? I'm no expert, but I think it's a joke at this point. When was the last time TF2 was even considered a relevant competitive game? The answer might be never, but my point still stands. Compared to other games, such as Valve's other shooter CSGO, TF2's competitive is a mess simply not worth playing. It is my belief competitive players are just the most deranged people on this planet, if there is any of them. Before I conclude, I will acknowledge the bot problem. I myself, for pretty much all of 2023, have seen almost no bots in casual. I'm not sure if I'm just a lucky person, or maybe the problem isn't as big anymore, but if anybody can answer in the comments, please do. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to consider giving me your charity, and until the next mediocre video, I say goodbye.
Previously on Bananoka. Am I in the the Shadow Realm? And what would that be?
Are you tired of your old computers running a snail? Well, we've got the thing just for you, introducing our new lineup of products. Using the finest material ever known, Banana Tony, we managed to shrink computer tech to even smaller than we thought was possible. Introducing the 0.05 nanometer node of computer chips, over 50 times faster than older, most advanced computer nodes. Tired of your kitchen being so boring? We've got the smart stove, the smart toaster, the smart knife, the smart measuring cup, the smart microwave, the smart pot. Anything stupid in your kitchen? We've got it. Tired of gaming with terrible graphics? No problem. Our new GPU, CPU, RAM, storage, and motherboard solutions are here. So powerful it can run a simulation of you playing a game on top of 12 Chrome tabs. Most important of all, introducing something entirely new. Your new best friend, Kennedy. Kennedy can do anything for you, like shopping, paying bills, and even working for you. Never work another day in your life with Kennedy and all of the other smart products from our new Bananotonium line of products. Bye, bye, bye!
Well, things seem to be going just fine so far. Oh, my old friend back in the Shadow Realm is just gonna punish all humanity and then I'll be set free. I guess I'll just be spared then. Well, if operations keep going like this, then we'll reach our goals in no time. We'll activate our plan that will override all machinery in this world, and all of those robots will turn against their owners and will take over everything. So, just give it some time, and then we'll see who's gonna be laughing by the end of this. It really does seem that greed is all you need to take down these people, isn't it?